Introducing the Curtailment Recommendation Assistant, an AI first planning solution that helps renewable operators and grid planners identify surplus generation periods and recommend optimized curtailment windows. By assessing renewable generation and load profiles, Copilot proposes a balanced curtailment strategies that minimizes lost energy while maintaining grid stability. The outcome is a clear, explainable view of how AI supports grid-side renewable integration decisions. This solution follows an AI-first design policy where we use the planner to input the business requirements and get the blueprint of the solution. So after feeding in the business problem, see here, the blueprint is generated where the purpose of the plan is defined. Then comes the user requirements to whom this particular app is catering to, like the planner, who is the person responsible for planning grid operations and curtailment decisions using the solution. Then the stakeholder, a person who reviews the curtailment plans, outcomes, and rationale for transparency and understanding. Also, he reviews the surplus identification results so that you can understand when and why energy curtailment is needed. Next comes the user processes, which are the core for solving the business problem. The first being the surplus identification and curtailment recommendation. This process covers the end-to-end flow for planners to analyze renewable generation and load profiles, identify the surplus periods, receive AI assessment, curtailment recommendations, for which we have the Curtailment Copilot Advisor, and the Renewable Surplus Explainer console. It ensures that surplus periods are clearly visualized through this console. Next is the stakeholder review and transparency assurance, which enables the stakeholders to review the result of surplus identification, understand the rationale and trade-offs behind curtailment recommendation, thus ensuring transparency, clarity, and confidence in the planning process. Next is the data model, where all the tables that will be used to store and provide information is defined. We can also view the data model wherein the relationship between the different tables are established. We can create new relationship, we can add in table, we can remove table, whatever we want to, depending on the information, but we are good with the current same scenario. Next is the technology. The technology is the apps, flows, and other objects that will be used to implement this business problem or to solve this business issue. Say the Renewable Surplus Explainer Canvas app, which analyze generation versus load, view surplus periods, etc. etc. Then the Curtailment Agent Advisor, which delivers transparent curtailment window suggestions and clear rationale and trade-offs for planners and stakeholders. And there are reports and insights for the stakeholders to track energy preserved versus curtailment. We will have a look at some of the components like the Canvas app and the agents. Let us have a look at the Renewable Surplus Explainer, which allows planners to visualize generation versus load profiles and clearly see the surplus periods, the curtailment windows, the potential curtailment windows for the energy impact estimation, and the curtailment recommendations, which is AI assistant recommendations with rationale and trade-offs, and the different profiles which contains renewable generation and load profiles for selected planning horizons. Let us have a look at each of these. See, we can see here the different profiles, the descriptions, and the planning end as well, the start and the end date for the different profiles. Then the surplus periods. When it is surplus, the evening surplus, morning surplus, late night surplus, accordingly for that period, start time and the end time. For example, for evening surplus, evening 6 to 8 o'clock. So estimated surplus energy is 1200. That is what it's for that particular profile. This is 2 hour time is the surplus period. Next is the curtailment windows, which is flagged for energy impact estimation. We can see here there are different windows here. Say window A. Window A is for estimated energy impact of 1400 and the minimal stable table. All the necessary calculations are given here. The metrics are given here. Maximum acceptable surplus, estimation energy impact, start time, end time. All the details are, we can add in new requirements as and when it arises. And also the curtailment recommendations given, and the new recommendation generated by AI assistant will also be added on here to automation flows. Recommendation 5, rejected due to low impact, trade-offs, rational, curtail during window E for late night surplus. All the details can be viewed under one roof. Next, have a look at the Curtailment Copilot Assistant. Let's have a look at the Curtailment Copilot Advisor, which delivers transparent curtailment window suggestions with clear, rational, and trade-offs for planners and stakeholders to review and approve. We can see the different instructions being given here and the knowledge source, which is the underlying table. Let us test this agent. Yes. We start a new session. Okay. We want the last surplus period details. Let us see what results are it is going to retrieve for us. See, it's given all the details like the surplus period name, start time, end time, rational and trade-offs. See, the surplus period allowed for the curtailment of up to 1000 kilowatt hours. Okay, so all the details are given at one shot, which can help the stakeholders. It can also summarize this curtailment. See, summary is also given here, and the stakeholder assessment is also given here. So we see how this Curtailment Copilot Advisor is a big boon for all the stakeholders. Thank you.